Finally, the head of Monolith Soft was interviewed, and he said that he wants, personally, for the studio to keep making games that, quote, can't be made within Nintendo. He was super, super vague about that. I am kind of assuming that it means these sort of open world, big, sort of forward thinking in many ways, sort of JRPG games, in many ways inspired by the more popular Western games like Fallout, Grand Theft Auto. Alex, I know you're our big Xenoblade, big Monolith Soft guy here. Do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so I think you actually kind of nailed it on the head. I mean, Xenoblade, the first one, was a very traditional kind of JRPG, even though it was doing a lot of things that JRPGs don't typically do, like having a large world and having MMO mechanics and things like that. Still the story and the way it was presented and the way it was paced was still very grounded in JRPG sort of traditions and tropes. But Xenoblade X is like the Fallout of JRPGs. It's a very open world, very sort of Western-inspired approach to game design. And I think I harp on this a lot, but I think embracing Western modes of design is something that Nintendo's first party traditionally has not been very adept at doing, in particular since the jump to 3D. And so I think that must be a large part, at least, of what the head of Monolith Soft is saying here.
And as far as I'm concerned, more diversity within the different divisions of Nintendo is always a great thing, because Nintendo has these amazing characters, but when you reuse Mario and Link and Samus with pretty similar gameplay over and over again, it gets a little stale. So it's great that Nintendo is giving one of their their first party studios that they acquired, giving them a little more freedom, and I'd like to see them do that with other studios too, like Retro. And then we talked earlier about NST could be potentially converting completely into a mobile developer. So it'll be interesting to see if, going forward under new leadership, if Nintendo tries to diversify its studios a little bit.
Yeah. That'd be really nice. Hopefully they do.
And I might have mentioned this before, but in addition to sort of giving these sort of smaller studios or less embedded studios different projects, it'd just be nice to see them shuffle projects between studios in general, even the legacy studios. Because they've had this tendency to keep studios on one or two franchises at a time and not pass the ball around. And I think that's led to a lot of sort of
stagnation.
Right, a drought of creative ideas. And so it'd be nice, if Monolith Soft wants to do this, it'd be nice to pass them a franchise and see if they can freshen it up.
Yeah, Zelda and Metroid, I think, are amazing candidates for them to pick up.
Right, because that is a game that Nintendo has made, but they would surely give a spin on it that Nintendo wouldn't have given.
Yeah. Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.